Did I do anything? I've never been in a movie before. Give me something to do, so I won't just be sitting there doing nothing. I have two names. My name when I was born was Elizabeth Malone Osborne, Beth Osborne. And then when I went to the convent, it was changed to Sister Virginia Mary. There was already a Sister Mary Elizabeth, so I had to choose another name. My best friend in Dallas was Virginia Beasley, sister. But we moved to McKinney, Texas, and we lived on the Veterans Hospital base. And it was 200 acres, and there was a canyon and a creek at one end, and a lot of space, and a golf course, and another creek and canyon at the other end. The kids that lived on the base ran wild. I mean, we just played together all the time. We went everywhere, explored everything. 6th grade. Then we moved to Dallas, and it was sort of more formal. And I got a horse, which threw me off a couple of times, and I landed on my head the second time, and then I didn't. Probably that was the beginning of my problems. And I got to be a foreign exchange student. I was chosen from in all of Dallas. I was the one chosen to be a foreign exchange student. You know how you say already in Danish? Allerede.
I was close.
Allerede. It's spelled almost the same way. Allerede. Oh, I was terrible at debate. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I mean, if anybody who argued their case, I'd say, oh, you know, oh yes, yes, you know, and I couldn't even remember what I had to say. But I did very well in high school. I graduated, you know, close to the top of the class, and then as soon as I graduated, I mean, within days, I went to New York City on the train. When I got to New York, I think when I got to New York, I was sort of, I didn't know how to get to the Upper West Side. A black man in a big car stopped and said, "Where are you going?" And I said, "Oh, I'm trying to get to the Upper West Side, to 113th Street." And he said, "Get in, I'll take you there." And I said, "Oh, thank you so much." So I got in, and he said, "No, what are you doing here?" I said, "Well, I'm going into a convent." And he said, "Oh, honey, you can't do that. You know, you can't." But he dropped me at the doorstep, you know. And then they opened the door, and a sister opened the door. Said, "Who are you?" And I said, "Well, I'm Beth Osborne. I wrote that I was coming." They said, "Well, we didn't get your letter." They said, "We don't know where we're going to put you." They had a little white beanie and this black dress with a white collar, and couldn't talk, you know, for the next 20 years, except at recreation, which was 3 times a week for an hour. Yes. Oh God, this music teacher, I just worshipped the ground she walked on. So she was a very influential, I think, in my life. The love of music and the love of enthusiasm about things, and I don't know. I wonder if I'd be a different person if I'd never known her. She got us into opera when she was a teacher at Griner. She would play she'd tell the stories of the operas, you know, with all the blood and the drama and everything. And then she'd put on the great arias from that opera. And you know, we were 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. We got just like, oh God, this is terrific. And we would save up our money, and when the opera came to Dallas from New York, we would be first in line.
What's your favorite song to do?
That's easy.
What's yours?
Yours is City of New Orleans.
I love that. Our Sunday singing? It's just a come as you are get together. People bring their instruments, and we had pull up chairs in the Quaker meeting house is so informal. You know, that you can just put the chairs any way you want to. You can get them in a circle. And we use the book Rise Up Singing, which has 2,500 folk songs in it, or songs of all different genres. And we just pick and choose and sing, and people bring instruments. We have a wonderful, wonderful time. I was in Arsenic and Old Lace. I was one of the old ladies that voiced into the gentleman. And
Well, you look at me when you say it.
I was in Molly Sweeney. I played Molly Sweeney. And I had a small part in Streetcar Named Desire. He had gone and bought it for $25 from the costume mistress before I appeared in it.
How do you know how much I paid for it?
I don't know.
You have no idea.
What'd you pay for it?
They kept going on and on how much you liked it, how much keep it. So I just made arrangements with them so you could keep it.
How'd you propose?
She twisted my arm like everything else.
No, you proposed on stage, so I couldn't say any different. You did. You came up. It was at the end of Molly Sweeney, and you came up.
I've never been on that
You
stage.
you wheeled yourself up to the stage,
Yeah.
and you said, Virginia, will
I
you
wasn't
get
even in a wheelchair.
Virginia? Oh yeah, you walked up. You walked up on your
Can
legs.
we get this?
On your legs.
If you're gonna tell lies, get them straight
And
first.
you said, Virginia, can I take your hand? And so I stooped over and gave you my hand. And then you proposed to me right in front of the whole audience. I was so dumbstruck. Absolutely. I said, yes, Alan. And there was people with folding chairs on the grass, right?
Hmm?
And they were all crying, right?
Yeah.
And then I came up on a horse or something. No, I didn't come on.
Favorite part of that day?
When you saw me coming up, you were
Actually-
beaming. You were beaming, Alan. You were standing up too.
Yeah.
You stood up for that.
Not my favorite part of the day. It was a glorious day. We
Somebody
timed
helped
the
you.
weather and everything just right. We sat there. It was in the manner of friends, and so many people said so many wonderful things.
Oh yes.
It just was so humbling and had me cracking up.
Yeah.
But I remember little Oma sitting in the front row, and she didn't know what was going on.
People would just stand
People
up and
were
say
looking at
something.
her, and so she thought she had to say something.
Uh-huh.
So she started things up by standing up and saying something inane, but to see little laughing Oma, which is what you call her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about when you go down for the School of the Americas.
There's a solemn funeral procession. They carry the names of people that have been tortured or murdered on signs. There's just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of crosses with names of people on them. And
The third year, they ended up actually arresting us, taking us into the interior of the bases where they had these little tent-like Quonset hut tents with kerosene inside them because it turned out to be a full
freezing, even in Georgia.
And
Yeah, 'cause
they
it's-
arrested like
it's November.
3,000 or 4,000 of us and processed us. So we spent the whole day inside these huts singing songs and
Sharing with each other.
sharing with each other and just having a blast.
Along the southbound Odyssey, the train pulls out at Kankakee and rolls along past houses, farms, and fields.
1975, it was an anti-violence program. It's a 3-day intensive workshop. So where we have the poetry class is also maximum prison. Yeah, before I'd met her, she'd gone in to do a maximized manhood training program in there. And she saw how things were in there and how gray and everything was, so she trotted right into the superintendent's office and told him, you know what, you guys are sitting here on beautiful land and nobody's using it. You need to have a garden. And inside a year, he had the garden set up. The guys tended the gardens. Unfortunately, the corrections officers took most of the harvest home, or other people stole their stuff. But yeah, I think they still have gardens there.
If you have time to volunteer, why would you choose prisoners when there's people that haven't done anything bad in their life that that time could go to, or that those teachings could go to?
I think, from my point of view, that different people are called to different things. Something that touches your heart, and you just feel right with it, and you feel connected with it right away. And that's for us. That's these people, and other people are called to different things.
Well, the other thing is, if you don't do it, who's going to do it?
Well, there's a lot of
And,
people that do it. No, there's not really, are there? Take a picture of my Christmas cactus.
Okay.
And here's another one too. Don't you love this sunroom? I love this room.
What's your favorite thing about this room?
Oh, the glass, the windows, the light coming in, the stove, the wood stove, everything about it. I just love it. Could live out here.
What's your favorite thing about the whole house?
The sunroom. I love the house. The dog is one of my favorite things about the house. They're just so loving and fun and generous.
So, what animal do you think God did the best job with?
All of them. They're all. It's just. It amazes me the whole creation. It just all the variety and how everything is suited to its own environment. I mean, everything in one landscape or one part of the country is totally coordinated in terms of artistic beauty, you know, and I don't know. I mean, like, look at this. Nothing is out of place. No color is out of place. It's just amazing. I just love it. Every landscape. And this sunroom's a little landscape.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
I'm the second. Happy New Year. You were the first one to say it. Happy New Year. Come over here. And,
Aged.
And this is someone who is very good
Historian.
at giving parties.
Oh my God.
A male person good to give.
Parties, man.
You're allowed to skip those, right?
Yeah, he should have skipped, man. He's screwing
You
us
lose a point.
big time.
All right, if I tie you up and ask for a lot of money, you're my
Hostage.
thank you.
There you go.
The first time.
Yeah, right? I was wondering where you're going.
Wow.
That's the way the word of our.
This is
Holy crap.
this is stuff.
Time's up.
Yeah. Give me parties. Give me host and aid. Give me a break. Where were you going? I just don't think.
Jar and Miguel, son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou.
Blue Bayou. By
Who's up?
Did you get my sign behind this door?
Mm-mm.
You and your signs. Likes people to know what he stands for at all times. Wears buttons and placards and.
The conductor sings his songs again. The passengers will please refrain. This train I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done.